It's precision engineering accessories.
Okay.
I was born in Kampala, Uganda, in East Africa, that is. So whenever he would approach somebody and say, "This is an Indian," "Nahi, apne ko Indian ka nahi chahiye." This was it, and it used to hurt him. So he said, "Yaar, main jaake India jaake, I'll make a product which I can sell abroad." And those people sat around a big table, and finally one gentleman says, "Mr. Sodha, you are now an engineer." Then my mechanical engineering from Ramaya College in Bangalore. Probably 60% or 70% of our products are custom built. Total self-learning, by the way, all along. There was no second, third source trying to teach us or teaching us in any which way. Jo bhi tha, I was analyzing and we were moving ahead. Every time there's a new product, it's a challenge. So every opportunity we got to make something different and special, we grabbed it and enjoyed it thoroughly. Made a few mistakes, learned along the process, but they still want a Mercedes at the price of a Maruti.
We have today with us a man who has made invaluable and sizable contribution to well-engineered pneumatic and hydraulic cylinders in India. A second-generation businessman, a good engineer, and an even better businessman. An active and regular member of FPSI, presently on the board of advisors, we welcome Mr. Sandeep Sodha, the Managing Director of Preac Engineering. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Sandeep ji, मैं हमेशा कोशिश करता हूँ to start right at the beginning. आपका childhood, where were you born?
I was born in Kampala, Uganda, in East Africa, that is.
Right.
Way back. And I was there till the age of 10. 11. We came to India in 1972. As a family, we moved to India in 1972.
I have some formative years in Africa. So I guess I was in Zambia.
Achha.
But had a lot of people who had shifted in from Uganda. So I assume that Idi Amin was the...
We missed it by 8 months.
Okay. Oh, so you came before that?
Yes.
All right.
Luck. Yes.
So how did the shift happen from Uganda to India?
There was some rule change by the government, existing government at the time, and father just had a feeling, this is not for us.
Okay.
So then we started winding up. He took his time. We managed to make get good results for our efforts over there. And then it just fell into place, and we left in 71 December.
And he'd been there for long?
Well, he was also born there.
Okay, all right.
And then my grandfather passed away very early, so the whole family, a pretty big family. They were all siblings. I think there were 7 siblings, so they all moved back to India.
Okay.
And his formative years were in the village in Gujarat.
Okay.
I'm basically from Gujarat.
Right.
I'm a Gujarati rather. I'm not from Gujarat because I have not really lived there. And he went back after studying.
Okay.
He went back to East Africa, and he worked there with some relatives initially, then started his own business.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing to do with engineering. Anytime there is an engineering product, he switches off. He apna kaam nahi hai.
Okay.
So he did everything but that. His experience with the products from India were not good in those days.
In terms of quality?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever he would approach somebody and say, "This is an Indian," "Nahi, apne ko Indian ka nahi chahiye." This was it, and it used to hurt him. So he said, "Yaar, main jaake India jaake, I'll make a product which I can sell abroad."
Okay.
That was his kind of dream, and it's come true quite a bit. But then when we came initially, we came across this particular field, which was not so much as an export, but an import substitute at that time.
Well, I was looking at the history of Priyak, and when you guys started, I was quite surprised that I imagined that at that time Trader Duncan or Belgian hoga.
Belgian tha. Newcon.
There used to be another company which I worked later. I mean, I used to buy their parts later. Good products. Sakinaka mein hota tha. Dankel.
Dunkel was, that was a famous brand at the time.
It was a good product.
And ridiculously cheap.
I don't know if they still
exist.
It was
a management. Yeah, good question actually. I think maybe. But it was a management-run, employee-run company to quite a great extent.
Okay.
All the employees had a very strong say in the matters.
Okay.
I still remember. I mean, this was way back, and we used to fight with them as far as pricing was concerned all the time. It was an uphill struggle, but we started very small.
But how did your father zero in on pneumatic cylinders?
First thing he did was to learn the spelling of pneumatics.
Okay.
It started with a P, and he has a mathematical mind.
All right.
Even today, he does almost all his mental maths, without any calculators or computers. We just decided, okay, let's go for it. There was an engineer involved who was introduced to us.
Okay.
And that gentleman was from Bombay. And he said, this is a product which we can do. I'll get the components from here. ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे. तो छोटा मोटा बिल्कुल 2-3 machine रखा, shed ले लिया. Managed to start in a very small way.
Right.
Then it was growing a little slowly, but it was growing. And as I said, he had a mathematical mind, so he would really get involved in this.
Is he still part of the business, your father?
He doesn't come in anymore since COVID, but he gets his reports every day.
Okay.
And I spend almost an hour every day with him in the evening once I get back. Sit and chat about what's going on post-dinner.
Right.
And even today, when he calls up in the afternoon or in the morning, he does it twice a day. And if he's talking to somebody in the office, those guys are trembling because they know that they're going to get caught doing some mistake. He doesn't have any papers. All the papers are here, but he knows what's going on. So he's got a good grip on that. But this is on the commercial side, obviously, not the engineering side. He did get a good grip on the engineering side because shortly after he started, 3-4 years, 5 years later, the gentleman who was a technical person decided that he wanted to start the same business with his brothers. So he left. And father was a little worried. Kaise karenge, kya karenge? But he managed so well that he still tells me this story where he had gone to a customer, and those people sat around a big table, and father was alone, and they started questioning him. And then finally, one gentleman says, "Mr. Sodha, you are now an engineer." So they knew him well that way, and then was a story. We just went on and on. He was very careful in expanding. Took his time and played very safe. And because he was alone,
right?
Then he waited till I got ready. I went abroad for my masters. Otherwise, I did all my education in Bangalore.
So tell me a little bit about your education. It was in Bangalore?
I did my schooling in Bangalore.
Okay.
I did my junior college in Bangalore, and then my mechanical engineering from Ramaya College in Bangalore.
Okay.
And after that, I went to the UK to do my MBA in marketing.
All right.
Once that was over, so I am the only Indian in the family, by the way.
Okay.
All the other people have got British passports. So me being an Indian, I was supposed to come back. But then I was to get married to a British passport holder, childhood friend of my father's. I mean, bachelor friends, sorry, her father and my dad.
Okay.
So anyway, they were settled in the UK.
Right.
So when I went to study there, my father was a little apprehensive. He was prepared. He says, if Sandeep decides not to come back, because that was the trend. Anybody going abroad those days, that's it.
Didn't come back, right?
And
Still is, I think.
Still. Their eyes are opening up now, I think. But anyway, so he was a little skeptical about it. So it took his time. There was no force on me. And then I said, nahi yaar, apne ko idhar hi rehna hai. This is the right place for us. All the setup is there. Opportunities are there. So I came back. And not came back, I mean, I finished my education and came and settled into business. And then we started growing again. And quite a few years later, there was almost a repeat story with my son. He also studied there. And he's a British passport holder. He was born there. And we were also open-minded about it. Dekho bhai, tere ko rehna hai to tu reh ja. But no, he was fine to come in. This was my younger one.
Right.
The elder one is in a different field altogether. He's involved in some content writing, is that right? So he's in a very different field.
Is he also self-employed?
Yes.
He's also
Yes.
self-employed.
Yes.
Okay.
And Rahul, the younger one, has taken over.
So, what was your? I'll come back to.
Sure,
I'll come to Rahul. अभी आपका टाइम है.
थोड़ा रिवर्स गियर.
Reverse. So, what was your contribution to Preac? Is Preac an acronym?
It's Precision Engineering Accessories.
Okay.
Precision का PR, engineering का E, accessories का AC. So when father started, there was also a mix of products. Pneumatics was the main one,
Right.
but there was also this opportunity to make some small components for people, to deal in certain components. So it was a very generalized name at the time. Doesn't have any hydraulics in it at all.
Okay.
But because it was made then Priac came into being, and now the next step is going to be Preac Fluid Power, which we are going to be converting to quite shortly.
I guess every company that starts, it takes some time for its character to get defined. You do certain things, you like them, some you don't, some give you money, some don't give you money, and then a path emerges if you just stay at it.
Yes.
Right.
But the core business has always even those days, the core business was always pneumatics at that time.
Okay.
And there were other peripheral things which we developed okay, it was all right. But then after a while, they were too small to continue. So we just kept growing on the pneumatic side. Once I got back, there was a little bit of hydraulics going on by that time.
Okay.
But very, very, very less. And then I got a little more interested in it. And so the scope, I guess, I don't know, it's just luck. We looked more and more into hydraulics.
There's more value add.
It is.
Even in terms of business sense.
Yes.
If you look at a pneumatic cylinder and hydraulic cylinder, the number of parts are the same. The parts are the same. The tensile strength can increase, or the wall thickness can increase, but otherwise, per se, the product is the same. And hydraulics, the value add is way higher than pneumatic.
We got into hydraulics a little bit more and more as time went by. Had quite a few good customers. Their interaction with us helped us to learn. Total self-learning, by the way, all along. There was no second, third source trying to teach us or teaching us in any which way.
Right.
Jo bhi tha, it was analyzing and we were moving ahead. To some extent, that's where the engineering comes into me. Engineering mein kahan hai? Hydraulics, pneumatics, in those days, zero. The only thing was, I think they put some water into some hydraulic thing and then they moved it and that sort of a thing. So there was no exposure to pneumatics or hydraulics as far as the course itself is concerned. But because we were already in the field, I used to think along those lines. And even during my college days, I was going to the factory quite often. There was an incident when father had to suddenly rush to the UK because my uncle had a heart attack, and then father stayed there for about 7 weeks. Aise hi gaye. Morning they got the news, evening he was there.
Right.
And for 7 weeks he was there. And those days WhatsApp kahan tha? Communication was not even fax, sorry. Or telegram ya phone karo, fatapat 1 minute mein baat karo, that kind of thing. So those days, that period of time I spent a fair bit at the factory. Not that my contribution was phenomenal. I was too young at the time. But फिर भी that exposure was there, So the mindset was there कि भाई यही करना है.
Right.
So then the hydraulics developed well. Got into hydropneumatics as well.
So hydropneumatics मैं जहाँ तक समझता हूँ 2 तरीके के होते हैं. एक जिसमें हम प्रेशर इंटेंसिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं, और दूसरा जिसको मेरे को स्पीड कंट्रोल के लिए हाइड्रोलिक डैम्पनिंग यूज़ करना है या पोजिशनिंग की बात कर सकते हैं. So which one are we talking about?
So when we look at hydropneumatics, yes, there is intensifiers, and then there are these pneumatic cylinders which are controlled with another cylinder in tandem, with a small valve and internal circuit, etc. That's another hydropneumatic cylinder. What we got into big time is a product called tool declamp cylinder. Used on VMCs, vertical machining centers.
Okay.
And
It's like a toggle clamp, something.
No, it's like there are two cylinders together, one behind the other. There's a pneumatic pressure which forces the piston rod into another chamber which has got oil, and that chamber also has a cylinder in there. So the oil gets pressurized, the pressure goes up, and the other chamber, then the piston rod move out to give you the clamp or declamp in this particular case.
Okay.
So it was a little different concept at that time, especially, and just they approached us, BFW did, and they said, "Well, yeah, banana hai, can you look into it?" And I had one look at it. Freakish coincidence that just 3 months prior to that, I'd come across this concept. Naya concept, I went into the details of it, really got the hang of it at the time, and I said, okay, now I look forward to making something like this. And 3-4 months later, I got an opportunity. So I said, yeah, we'll do it for you. Are you sure? I said, yes, don't worry. Karenge. And yeah, since then, there's no looking back. It's been about 20 odd years now. We've supplied thousands of them.
Right.
So that's the head-on pneumatic part. But then there are intensifiers. There are, as I said, these 2 declamp cylinders and total check cylinders, whatever that hydropneumatic cylinders. Uska utna zyada hai nahi shayad, but it's there. And yeah, we have.
So, Abhi, in terms of total turnover, how much would be approximately hydraulics and pneumatics and hydropneumatics?
Pneumatics is now. Okay. So we developed a special pneumatic product a few years ago for a Canadian company using different type of tubes, FRP tubes.
FRP tubes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got them developed locally, and that's been a fairly good success story. So that has really pumped up our percentage of pneumatic products. But apart from that, normal pneumatics is very, very limited.
Okay.
Very limited. Custom built pneumatics we do a fair bit once in a while. So
other than
never thought of percentages actually, but yeah.
Other than cylinders, you also do some systems?
Sometimes.
Okay.
We used to make some power packs in-house, then we started subcontracting it, got it developed, and then we would integrate it with the cylinder, with the system. We would design it. And some people want a single window for their application, so that was very useful. Yep.
And good learning also, I think.
It is. This gentleman who supplied us a power pack ages ago again, he had learnt it in a very basic way. So we looked into it, we made a few more like that, we took his advice, and 5 years later, he was taking our advice. That's the kind of...
Right.
It was quite a coincidence that happened. Yeah.
And
we developed it well.
From what I remember right, not 100% sure, but I that's the impression that I carry, that even your testing equipment and a lot of stuff is homemade, made in-house.
Yeah.
That's right?
Yeah. All our test rigs are made in-house.
Right.
Designed and made. Nowadays, we don't physically put them together anymore, as I said, because we've got people who do a better job than us.
Right.
But it's all totally our design, our circuits, and the final thing is put together in-house. We have, I think, about 4 or 5 test rigs now in hydraulic. Even pneumatics, for that matter, we've got 5 test rigs.
And
we do 100% testing.
You do 100%?
Total. And online, 100%, which is something I was told not everyone does. पता नहीं है.
अच्छा, ऐसा भी होता है. मैं समझता हूँ कि 100% करते हैं, though the tests are limited to stroking a few times and then end cap के साथ pressure build किया और फिर उधर ले जाके pressure build किया और no mid stroke testing and all that.
So about a few, maybe 5, 6, 7 months ago, we incorporated that into one of the test rigs. Now it's in another 2 as well, where the entire thing is automatic. Switch on the button, it does this test, then this, then this, then that, step by step. There are no shortcuts, there is no bypassing the test.
Right.
If you don't go to test number 2, it will not go to test number 3. Right. So all these, your cycling test, and your pressure test, and your breakaway pressure test, across seal leakage, and everything.
Yeah.
So, it's tedious, time consuming, but it's reasonably foolproof.
And you export a lot?
Of late, yes. It's been going on pretty well. As I said, apart from that pneumatic product, and there are quite a few. I think we have 7,000 cylinders have been dispatched so far. It's a very specialized application. But that apart, we have got some customers in the US. We've developed new product for them recently, different from cylinders, but it's an interesting product.
So you have a standard range, or it's mostly bespoke, made to order stuff?
I think probably 60% of or 70% of our products are custom built.
Are custom built?
Yeah. Because hydraulics, everybody has got their own designs. You know, they've taken a machine design. इसी पे ऐसा करना है. नहीं ये pitch ये नहीं ऐसा नहीं वैसा होना चाहिए. Even just a simple thing like changing the pitch of a mounting flange is custom built. But we have done some very fancy stuff as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Quite a few experiences.
So any particular industry that you focus on? Or?
No, we have a pretty wide range of customers across the entire industry range. Our basic was machine tool.
Right.
But then we've gone into so many other fields, agriculture to some extent, tire building, make very good cylinders for the tire presses, plastics.
Agriculture, you don't find it very competitive in terms of price?
Super competitive.
Volumes are high, but...
Super competitive. And when the volume is high, and if we have to do 100% testing down the at the end of the line, it is tedious. But we are persevering so far.
So there would be, like I imagine, a team of design guys who would be doing these customized solutions now?
Yes. We have a fairly large design team. Of late, QC team has become even larger because more and more checking has to be done.
Right.
So yeah, we have a fairly good team.
So in all this, from where you got in and till today, what has been the most challenging part?
Every time there's a new product, it's a challenge. We have to think it through. And as I said, we have made a lot of new products or specialized products or custom-built products. Making standard cylinders was boring after a while. There was nothing to it. So every opportunity we got to make something different and special, we grabbed it and enjoyed it thoroughly. Made a few mistakes, learned along the process. And I guess there's no specific area which was a challenge, really. Can't think of anything. It's been a good, slow growth. Only of late, the curve has gone a bit steeper. Otherwise, it's always been take it easy, focus on the work, control the work, don't let the work control you. Have a life apart from that. Yeah.
I face this challenge all the time. I guess I'm sure you must be also. About, especially in India, the obsession with price. और सिलेंडर में तो मतलब अब इतने सिलेंडर बनाने वाले हो गए, बनाना आता है या नहीं आता है, बनाते तो हैं. The overtly conscious pricing के ऊपर इतना ज़्यादा conscious है market में. आपको ऐसा, do you feel that challenge?
All the time.
Okay.
There are two fronts where we have an issue. One is for new customers, which is something that we are always on the lookout for. And everyone wants, okay, I'm buying it at 100, how much are you going to give it to me for? Difficult to cope with that sometimes. They've heard of us, they know that our product is good, but they still want a Mercedes at the price of a Maruti. Right. That concept doesn't change. It's an uphill struggle. Once in a while we have to regret. Once in a while we have just gone for negative margin and given the product to them, hoping that they would appreciate it, and then we would tell them, देखो भैया इसमें नहीं बन रहा है. But that also doesn't work. It's not that easy. And the other one that I was talking about is our existing customers. We've got a few customers who have been with us for years and years, right from day one, literally. and जो product हम उसको देते हैं, the input costs keep going up. Steel has gone up recently. Aluminium is just skyrocketed. We have got a product which where the aluminium content was priced at 280 per kg. Today it is 400 plus, and I'm not getting any increase in the price. It's something that we have to learn to live with. But there is a break point, at which point then you say, "Dekho yaar, nahi ban raha hai." There is no way out of this.
Right.
But having said that, there are quite a few people who are now more and more quality conscious, who don't mind paying that little extra, who do not look for L1. There are quite a few people, and we enjoy working with those guys.
Right.
Because we are on the same page, we are on the same wavelength. They appreciate our quality, we appreciate their price. So
would you also make like somebody comes and asks for 2 cylinders? Would you make them, or would you do only ones which will be repeated?
No, we have right from the beginning made ones and twos.
Okay.
Yeah, we have. The standard range is that much easier because you got certain components available. But even specials, which is what I was saying we specialize in, we have made ones and twos. Still do. Some customers are there who are with us since forever, and they say, "Nahi bhai, aapse hi lena hai. You have to make it for us." It's getting more and more difficult by the day.
Right.
But I have to fight with my team. I'm a little old-fashioned that way. When you hear banana, what is wrong? And they say, "It doesn't work." But I said, doesn't matter. Every time you cannot make a profit. Once in a while, loss hota hai, but it's good to do it.
The Make in India reality. We talk about Make in India, but it is getting increasingly difficult because you're possibly competing with people who are not making in India. Do you face this kind of challenge?
Some time ago there was this trend of China plus one across the West. That's where this Canadian company came to us. And they said they gave us a very complicated drawing, and especially with the FRP tube and all that. Nobody was doing it over here at that time. Very uncommon, maybe a few stray cases. And they pushed us very hard, and then they gave us a prize. There was no way we could do that.
Right.
So we made it very clear, देखो भाई ये नहीं होता है. But what we can do is we can modify this, change that internally, and still give you a product which will serve the purpose.
Right.
But it will cost you X amount more. Now, because the pressure was there for the China plus one everywhere, we broke in. And I think, based on the reaction that we got from them, they have never come up and said this to us. But I think we gave them a better product than what they were getting.
Right.
Because they never turned back. They've never looked back. They've been buying from us totally. So their China products have completely stopped. So that's Make in India.
सही है. मैं मतलब in fact that my next question was going to be that how do you compete in the international market with Chinese players? But I think you partly answered that question.
We also supplied some cylinders to China recently.
Oh.
Bit of a feather in the cap there. It was an unusual situation, but yes, we did.
So you make your own tubes? Or?
No, as a matter of fact, most of the tubes come in from China.
From China.
Like everywhere else. We do buy some local. We used to once upon a time only buy the local tubes and bore it and hone it, and the tedious process was there.
Right.
We still have to do it once in a while. Odd sizes, or maybe once in a while you don't get what you want. But as on date, there are so many players just dealing in tubes.
Right.
Even rods to that to some extent. Rods we still make our own most of the time.
Okay.
There are one or two people who have recently started, I understand, making them in India. So we are testing that as well. But tubes have been from China for the longest time. We do our own honing, by the way. We do have our own honing machines and all that. Because you get both kinds of tubes. You get the honed ones or the burnished ones, and then ready to hone, the RTH. So both have to be, wherever there is welding, we have to do that.
There's some, I don't forget the name, company in Gujarat, ready to hone tubes they make.
As I said, there are a lot of people now
in
the field. Lots of people. Huh. I think I know the one you're talking about. I've
Naam
been there.
yaad
I
nahi
don't remember the name either. Yes, I've actually been to their shop. But again, the mother tube still comes from China.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the mills over here don't have all the sizes. So the same thing for Europe. We had 3 projects we did for nuclear power, NPC.
Okay.
And we were specifically singled out as the only supplier because they had done the one project with us, they liked it. So the other 2 projects also, the people who were supposed to supply came to us or had to come to us. And the tubes for that could not be bought from China. That was NPC's condition.
Okay.
So he said, okay, theek hai, chalo, we'll look at Europe. And we looked at some Italian companies and they said, okay, yeah, I'll give you the tube. It is costing this much more. I said, okay, theek hai, yeah, it is costing this much more. You have to pay more. Done. NPC is happy with that. Then we found out that the basic tube, the mother tube is still coming from China to Italy. They are drawing it and honing it and all that. So basically the steel is still from there.
Yeah, I remember.
दुनिया की फैक्ट्री बन गई ना.
Tell me एक कंपनी होती थी किसी टाइम पे, which was Italian company, roller burnish
For tubes, yes.
Structo was another company, I think Swedish or something. शुरू में जब आना शुरू हुआ.
Oh, they were big at the time. Yeah. But these guys took over big time. Just wiped out the market completely.
Okay, so अब मैं आता हूँ राहुल की बारी. So, what in your opinion is where Rahul is going to take this company?
He's ambitious. He has the energy. The drive is tremendous there, I've seen. When he came back, he also followed the same things. He did his engineering from Ramaya and then he went to the UK. He did his master's there. When he
Also
came,
in marketing?
His master's was a little different. It was basically designed as an MBA for engineers.
Okay.
I forget what exactly that word was that they have used, but it's specifically designed for engineers. So there's a wider range of things there. So once he came back, I pulled him into all sorts of areas. And then after a while, I started, shouldn't say this, but I started feigning ignorance once in a while. मुझे मालूम नहीं है यार, तू जरा check कर. So the learning process for him was, I feel, reasonably fast.
Right.
And his interest was there. So first I waited to see if his interest is there. And yes, it was there. So then I said, okay, now let him move ahead. And I gave him a reasonably free hand. I knew he was making a mistake once or twice, but I made him. Let him make it because there's no better learning process.
Right.
मैंने भी खुद काफ़ी mistakes की है तभी तो we understand and we learn. But he's got the hang of it pretty good. And he's very aggressive. He's doing well. The team is important over there. See, when I started, there were 30, 40, 25, 30 people at the time. And be 130, I think.
Right.
So those days it was easier. 1-to-1 bahut tha. And everything was under one control, like that. Abhi wo nahi ban pata hai. You can't have a master of all. Even a jack of all gets into trouble nowadays.
Right.
So he looks after certain things, but then we have our different verticals looked after by different people. Ongoing process, getting good people. आज ये है तो वो कल चलता रहता है.
So talent ढूंढने में दिक्कत है, मतलब हमें तो
we need to be super talented for that, यार. It's very difficult. And when we take the interviews, recently we had one guy who came across so well. He seemed to have all the answers. His presentation was good. His personality was good. We said, "Arey yaar, ये तो अपना इससे तो sixer मिलेगा." And within about 4 months, we noticed that the results were not matching the expectations.
Right.
Then थोड़ा depth में गए तो we realized that he was good at marketing himself, and that's where it stopped.
Right.
So होता है. See, again, that's also there. Some people, those fantastic biodatas, and then they don't know the first thing about how to use a vernier. And I'm sure all of us have come across that. For the longest time, Priac was, or still is maybe, almost a school or a college rather.
Right. Okay.
It's always been, because we have had a number of people leaving Priac and starting their own activities, be it a small workshop or even hydraulic cylinder manufacturers. There are quite a few.
Right. Okay.
Who were ex-Priac. And they've done reasonably well as well. It's not easy. But we've done a lot of teaching. So every once in a while we say, "Bhi bahut ho gaya yaar, teaching nahi karna hai." Lekin there's no option. Karna padta hai. We still have to be
Fresh
involved.
लोग भी लेते हैं, graduate engineer type.
Come.
Come.
But once in a while they come across. See, it's a good thing to suss them out. While you're talking to them, their knowledge may be less, but their intelligence is high. Then you're in for a good time, because within 3 months you'll get the grip.
Right.
So एक दो बंदे ऐसे भी हैं. We were able to get him in with very little experience or no experience, and they've given us good results.
Sales कैसे होता है?
For the longest time, it was word of mouth. But over the last 5, 7, 8 years, 10 years maybe, since Rahul came in especially, he's been getting quite aggressive about the sales.
Okay.
He does an effort. I was lazy, very honestly, in my time, because word of mouth was good. We were getting the orders coming in. New customers were approaching us. Now we approach new people.
Right.
We identify कि भाई ये एक है बंदा, इसको हम supply कर रहे हैं. There are another 5 like him. So let's go approach them.
Lookalikes.
Yeah.
Besides work, what else does Sandeep do?
Post-COVID, Sandeep has become very lazy.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been, as a family, we've been very active with our community, within our community. Father is a founder of a temple. It's a big trust, and a lot of activities there. So we also got involved in that activity, plus all the associated activities. A long time ago, I became president of our Yuva Sangh
Okay.
youth brigade, and ironically, I'm still called a Yuva. I don't know why. युवा को पूछो बोलेंगे, वही युवा कहाँ है यार, उधर पूछो. But I mean, we are still on that so-called advisory board with them.
Right.
A lot of activities. There's a old age home going on right now, which
Okay.
we're very actively involved in, and of course our basic activity of poor feeding. There's a saint, Gujarati saint, Jallaram Bapa. I don't know whether you've heard of him. Virpur near Rajkot,
Okay.
and his main activity was poor feeding. We would that was
Oh, there was like, I think, उनके birthday celebration, 100 years or something. There was a big thing. Rajkot, I remember.
must have been that was a few years ago though.
Right, few years ago.
So this is about 40-60 kilometers from there,
Correct.
Virpur, and his ashram there is probably the only ashram that has stopped taking donations.
Okay.
They don't want any more donations. They've got enough, and this is 15 years ago they stopped. And anyway, so that activity is pretty strong. All the family members are involved there, and I used to play a lot of snooker.
Okay.
My entertainment, snooker and billiards. Both my boys have also got the hang of it. Rahul doesn't seem to find time too much, and
Okay.
my elder one Chirag does play once in a while. So I was very good at club level, not state level.
Don't anymore?
No, that's what happened at post-COVID. COVID band ho gaya. Then, as I said, got a bit lazy, put on a bit of weight as well, so it became that little bit more difficult, and lost the interest really. But I have put in about 40 odd years of snooker. So,
Okay, very nice.
Wasted youth, you know. There is a saying, a good snooker player is a sign of wasted youth. Although I wouldn't agree, I have not wasted my youth. But yeah.
You need to do things to, I feel like that, you need to do things like that to keep your mind sharp.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Otherwise, वो एक ही चीज में फिर वो.
And my base club was the cricket club,
Okay.
KSCA, the clubhouse there. And for about 20 odd years, I was leading the team there.
Okay.
Yeah. And still, people call me Cappy. What are you doing? Why aren't you coming? And all that. But yeah, for the longest time, I was leading that.
So
That's
but
been a
yeah,
good.
I mean, so how do you manage the work-life balance then?
Now or then?
Now then,
Yeah,
doing so many things and running your own business is
and traveling as well. I love traveling, so we managed to do it all. Squeeze it in, get half a chance, take off, and can't spend as much time as I wanted to in each of these activities. But then you decide to optimize.
right.
But balance hona chahiye.
Balance होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल सही.
That's very important. And when we are doing that, there should not be thought process of your work में ये क्या हुआ, वो क्या हुआ. None of that. My mobile phone for the longest time, even today, it's not on my card. Mobile
Right.
number.
Okay.
Yeah.
सही है. अब तो पूरी टीम है पीछे.
हाँ, now it's
ध्यान
much
रखने
easier.
के लिए, so
They're handling it.
they-
There's a lot more to handle, but they are handling it, yes.
Right. सही है sir. So it's really good to get to know Sandeep.
Thanks.
So thank you so much for being here. And
Thank you very
taking
much for
time off.
inviting me and for your deep diving into my background, my areas. It's nicely done. I appreciate that. Yeah.
You're welcome. I loved it too.